Yes, we
no,
can.
you cannot.
Yes,
there is case law from the Court of Appeal that disagrees with you. You put hands on me and I will take you to court.
To prevent a breach of the peace.
But it's not a breach of the peace.
Right.
You're breaching my peace. Okay. I'm sat here peacefully. I had a very pleasant conversation with the security. I think that you have the authority to deal with. It has to go to the Information Commissioner office. So it's outside of your remit, so I'm not going to bother you with it.
Okay. So you're just going to sit here and record, or did you want to talk to one of the members of the staff? Or was it you?
I've already spoken to the members of staff, but they don't seem to be taking on board anything that I've given them advice on.
So what was your queries to them?
No queries, advice.
What was your advice?
The fact that the G4S security shouldn't be handling personal information, they don't have the correct training. I have word from DWP on that. And just the way that they were speaking to claimants when I came in and I was recording some information on the leaflets, and I could overhear the way that they were talking to a claimant was very rude, condescending, and just generally disgusting. Not the way you would expect a government employee to talk to a citizen. It was very rude, so I said to them that that's unacceptable, and I will be reporting that to the appropriate person, who will be the MP for the DWP. I'll be reporting that directly to them.
That's the correct way to go.
Absolutely, yeah. So I was just recording, and then they said, you need to stop recording. I said, no, it's a public place, and, I can record here. And they said, well, they're going to call the police. And I said, well, if they're going to waste your time to get you here, I'm not going to make you waste your time then looking for me. I'll wait for you, so you can tell them that I'm in a public place, I can record, you can't kick me out, and then we can all move on with our day.
It's not with our times, but obviously if you've got a right. So are you a customer? So
there's no customers, it's claimants.
So are you dealing with?
No, I just came in to have a look around at the information on the boards and stuff, and to see how this job centre was handling people's data, something that I'd taken interest in, government bodies.
Can I just ask, are you recording?
I am, yes.
Okay, so we're also recording.
There we go, finally got there. I was going to pull you up on that because it was a bit late on that one.
Okay.
You should have told me as soon as you turned your camera on.
Were you recording conversations with?
No, I was recording information of a conversation I overheard. The camera might have picked up, I'm not sure. Okay. But even if it did, they shouldn't be having that conversation in a public place, should they?
Okay. Obviously, there's an expectation of privacy if claimants are sitting at the desk over there. It's a sort of cordoned off area.
No, it's not cordoned off at all, though, is it?
Privacy screens.
Yeah, but I wasn't there. I was at the desk where all that public information. So the issue there comes. Well, if I'm recording, if I'm not recording, okay, and I overhear a private conversation and I overhear private details, that's still a data breach, whether I've recorded it or not. The fact that I've heard it is the data breach.
I'm not really interested in data breaches.
I am. I really am.
It's not our business.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said to you as the ICO. That's why I didn't really want to bother you with it.
You've been asked to leave by staff, so you have to leave.
I haven't been asked to leave at all.
Do you want this gentleman to leave?
Don't solicit a trespass. What? Don't solicit a trespass and nod your head. Who are you? What's your collar number there?
Notice how this interaction starts. The auditor immediately raises concerns about visible personal information, but the staff zeroes in on the camera instead. This is a classic conflict trigger in public oversight. Filming becomes the focal point, not the underlying privacy issue. Viewers, think about this. How often do you think bureaucracy prioritizes control over compliance? Let's watch as the tension escalates with police involvement. Here's a critical moment. The officer offers to assist in removing the auditor. Legally, in a civil trespass case like this, police can't just use force. Only the occupier has that authority, and even then it's limited. The auditor knows this, which is why he calmly challenges them. Pay attention. Understanding the distinction between civil and criminal matters can completely shift a confrontation like this.
Confirm to me, for his benefit, because there's obviously a bit of debate over this, is he welcome on the premises or not?
No. If he can leave because he's refusing to stop recording us.
Can't really be clearer than that.
Okay. In that case, is that something that you two can get involved in?
Well, you're not trespassing.
Is that a police matter?
We will assist him in removing.
It's a civil issue. You don't have the power.
We will assist him in
That's a civil issue.
I'm not going to argue this with you. We will assist him in removing you. I'm aware it's a civil matter. I know what I'm doing.
Well, you clearly don't.
We will assist him in removing you.
Okay.
And we will use reasonable force to do that.
You don't have the power to do that. This is not my first rodeo here, Constable.
I get your auditing. It's fine.
It's not exactly.
I know what I'm doing and I know my
You really don't, clearly, because you're threatening to put hands on me.
So, there's an easy way to do this and there's a difficult way.
Yeah, the easy way is for you to understand your remit.
Right. So what's your intention? You're just going to sit here all afternoon?
Once you've told them that I'm okay to record in a public place...
There's no issue. He said that to me. He knows that you're allowed to record.
So then why is he trying to trespass me for exercising a human right? No, but he has given me a reason. He's told me the reason I can't be here is because I'm recording, which is a breach of my human rights.
The first thing he said to me was, I know it's not illegal.
Okay.
So he knows it's not illegal.
Okay, so you know what Article 10 of the Human Rights Act is.
So, it's not illegal to film.
No.
But
Okay.
if they don't want you to do it,
Okay.
they're within their rights to ask you to leave.
What was your oath? Can I ask you that, Constable? Did you not take an oath to uphold the human rights of citizens of this country? Not government bodies, citizens.
Right. You're aware that you're trespassing now?
Civilly.
Yes, it's a civil matter.
Yes.
But you're aware that the occupier of the premises can use reasonable force to remove you?
The occupiers, you cannot.
And that we can assist the occupier?
No, you cannot.
Yes, we
No,
can.
you cannot.
Yes,
There is
we
case
can.
law from the Court of
Okay.
Appeals that disagrees with you. You put hands on me and I will take you to court.
To prevent a breach of the peace.
But it's not a breach of the peace.
Right.
You're breaching my peace.
Okay.
I'm sat here peacefully. I had a very pleasant conversation with the security.
Yeah, so you can use reasonable force to remove this gentleman, and we can be here to prevent a breach of the peace. Okay, so would you like to do that?
Bear in mind, your G4S policy states not to put hands on people unless in self-defence.
The situation escalates quickly as officers arrive. Notice how the officer suggests they will assist security in removing the auditor. Typically, trespass in a public office is a civil matter, not a criminal one, unless there's an additional offence. The auditor challenges their authority to use force here, creating a tense standoff regarding jurisdiction and exactly what powers the police have in this specific scenario.
If you put hands on me, you will be fired from your job. It is not in G4S policy to put hands on anybody unless it's in self-defence. I don't want to get you in trouble. You've been very polite to me. I am just giving you a warning that they are putting you in a position that you are going to lose your job for.
Listen, let's just do it peacefully.
Okay.
Because we're all adults.
Okay.
Let's just
You're very polite and I really respect that, so I'm going to lower my tone with you, okay? I don't want these constables to put you in a position that you're going to lose your job for, because I will file a complaint and I will make sure that you lose your jobs if you put hands on me.
We're happy to leave.
Your
but
company,
he's going to sit here until you close.
your company policy states that you are not to get physical,
Then you can use reasonable force to remove it.
and they will get fired for it because their company policies. Their company policy. I'm not listening about the law. I know what the law is.
Clearly,
I know that they can use reasonable force.
Company policy says.
Yes, but they will lose their jobs. You're putting them in a position to lose their job because their policies say not to get physical unless it's self-defence.
And if they can make their own decision as to what they want to do.
Well, then I'm trying to advise them because the lady has been very polite, and I'm trying to not get them fired here
Cooperate with them. If she's been nice to you, why don't you just cooperate?
because it's not about how polite somebody is being. It's about the fact that they need to understand that they cannot refuse citizens their human rights in public places.
Okay, so are you happy with that now?
The options.
No, because they clearly don't understand because they're still trying
So,
to.
like you said, you are going to raise.
Legally, you can, but your policy, your company policy, will get you fired for it, sir.
All what we are asking
Yes.
to leave.
Okay.
If you finish whatever you have to do, from the very beginning, we were showing you politeness.
Yes, you have, and I'd like to think I've been polite to you as well. I haven't raised my voice at you. I let you know of data breaches that were going on politely, and then I had a very polite conversation with you. And I've not raised my voice at you. I've not been aggressive towards you.
Is if you haven't got any airport or you haven't got anything, because before you have to film, you need their authority or you need their permission.
The memo from the DWP says different, sir, and this is what I tried to tell you when I arrived. When I tried to tell the manager, there is a memo from the DWP that says that we are allowed to record in public places, and there is nothing legally they can do apart from serve an injunction, and they have to go through the court to serve an injunction. Otherwise, they cannot stop it. If this was an appointment-only building, which it's not, some job centres are appointment-only, this one is not, then that would not be classed as a public place. This one, the public can come in, have a look at the notice boards, and I can come and look at that information.
Check out this strategic move. The auditor bypasses the officers and speaks directly to the security guard about company policy. This isn't just clever. It's a psychological play, highlighting that following police orders here could actually get the guard fired. It's a masterclass in using knowledge of policy and law to de-escalate potential physical conflict. Now we're diving into human rights territory. The auditor cites Article 10 and Article 14. Freedom of expression and protection from discrimination. Notice how he keeps his tone polite while standing firm. This is key. Civility doesn't equal weakness, and understanding the law allows you to assert your rights without escalating unnecessarily. Audience question. Could you stay calm in a tense standoff like this?
Memo, and I could show you, because I'm aware of the memo. I have a printed copy at home. I didn't bring it with me today. I have a printed copy of it, and it says in the first 4 sentences, people are allowed to record in public places. There is no law against recording in public places, and that basically the DWP cannot stop people from recording. I'm talking very nicely here. I'm done with you. I'm talking very nicely here.
That's not being disputed.
Well, it clearly is, because they're kicking me out because I'm recording, so it is being disputed, isn't it?
So he said he knows it's not illegal. You're allowed to record.
So why is he kicking me out for it
You're
then?
no longer welcome on the premises.
Why?
It's separate from.
It's not. It's not. If he had just asked me to leave without giving me a reason, yes. But because he stated it's because I'm recording, that is a breach of Article 14 of my human rights. And you have an oath to uphold my human rights, Constable. You have an oath. You have an oath. Do you want to know how many constables I have up on disciplinary charges? How many times I'm suing the Met Police? Do you really want to know?
I don't recognise you.
No, you don't.
You mustn't be that followed.
I don't.
You're not AB.
No, I'm not AB. You're right. I'm quite well followed.
Sort of like falling off.
I'm quite well followed.
How many followers?
More than you.
I'm not on YouTube.
Exactly. There you go.
You do.
Yeah, about 40,000 at the moment.
But they only done this at the police station.
Yeah.
Any government body. Any government body.
Yeah, so you come job centre.
Any government body. I've been doing job centres since before I was doing police stations, my friend. Government bodies.
You find interest in this?
I do find an interest in it. I find an interest in holding our government to account. That's what I find an interest in. I think it's highly important. I think it's a duty of a citizen to hold our government to account.
Like you said, they're being
They are, and I'm being very polite with them back. Yeah, and I'm being very polite with them back. But being polite and disagreeing are two separate issues. You can disagree with somebody while being polite, but they are, because they're trying to kick me out, and that's where we're disagreeing. It's the fact that they are trying to kick me out for exercising a human right. And that is a violation of Article 14. I'm exercising Article 10, and kicking me out because I'm exercising Article 10 is a violation of Article 14. Okay?
The conversation shifts to a debate on human rights, specifically regarding freedom of expression and the right to gather information. The auditor stands firm that he hasn't committed a crime. You can see the officer becoming visibly frustrated as the auditor refuses to accept the instruction to leave, citing that he is in a public place for a lawful purpose and that policy does not override law.
Do you understand that? You took an oath to our human rights. You should know what our rights are.
I do know the rights.
So what other articles are there? Because you know your rights so well.
I'm not going to list them out right now.
You give me one or two. Give me anything from your oath, other than the fact you've oathed to uphold our rights. Anything else from your oath?
Do you work, sir?
Pardon?
Do you have a job?
Do you have a job?
Yes.
No, it's not a job.
What pays my bills?
You scrounge off citizens. That's what you do.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose you could say the police pay scales is scrounging. Yeah. But
No, I mean the fact that you steal our taxes to come around and abuse people's rights.
Using your rights.
It's because he's trying to physically remove me.
That's a no, then.
He threatened to physically remove me. You said you are going to assist them.
I said we can assist. The law
You
is-
cannot.
Of course it does.
You cannot. You cannot. There is case law.
We can use common law to prevent breach of peace. Use reasonable force.
What's the breach of the peace here?
Well, there isn't one at the moment.
Exactly.
That's why I'm not doing anything.
Exactly. So yes, you do have that power, but
Thank
you
you.
have to
I'm glad we
be.
agree.
But you have to be. It has to be. It has to be a breach of the peace. But why bring it up if there's not a breach of the
There has to be a
peace?
reasonable prospect.
And what's the reasonable prospect?
Is about to occur.
And what's the reasonable prospect?
Well, there isn't one at the moment.
Exactly. So why mention it?
But if they were to ask you to...
That's like saying that's like saying I have the power to do a citizen's arrest. It's not appropriate in this situation. So why would I mention it? You don't have the power. Is not appropriate. So why mention
There's
it?
no offence committed, so...
Exactly. So why? Exactly. But there's no breach of the peace. So why mention it? Because you want to flout your fucking
let me
ego.
answer.
You want to flout your ego is what you want to
swearing
do.
here.
You want to flout your ego is what you want to do.
I want to move on to the next job.
Well, go then.
People
Bugger
need our
off.
help. All right.
Bugger off then.
But we're here.
Well, bugger off then.
Causing a scene.
I'm not causing a scene. You're causing a scene.
We've been called here. We can't just ignore the call.
Well, no, you've come. You've attended the call.
Yeah.
You said there's no offence. There's
I'm
no.
waiting for these people to decide what they want to do.
But your oath is to the citizens, not to the corporations or to the government. Your oath is to the crown of this country, not the government, and your oath is to uphold the rights of citizens. Okay, not to uphold the policies of local job centres. That's not what your oath.
To have conversations with their consultants without.
And if this goes online, I will blur that out. The only reason I've recorded that is so that when I send it to the DWP and the ICO, the evidence is there.
What would you like? It's obviously it's up to you whether you want him to stay or not.
Can I have your word?
Of course you can.
God, this Irish constable is a right prick.
Here, the officer mentions a breach of the peace, which is a common legal threshold police look for to justify removal or arrest. The auditor argues that sitting quietly doesn't meet that standard. It appears the officers are realizing they may not have the legal footing to physically eject him without a clear criminal offence taking place, leading to a circular argument. Coming up, the officers make a sudden decision that changes the entire dynamic. Watch closely as the threat of physical removal clashes with the reality of the law.
You're not too bad, to be fair. I'll give you dues. You're a lot more calm and professional. He's a bit of a prick.
Don't say that about my colleague, please.
But he is. He is.
There's no reason.
There's absolutely every need. There is. There is. I'm not calling you a prick. You haven't even got a blue line badge on. I appreciate that as well. But no, your colleague is. Likes to flout his ego and think that he's got all controlling power over me, but he doesn't. Until an offence has been committed, you have no power.
We didn't say we had any.
He did. He's threatened to put hands on me to remove me from this building.
He never did that.
He threatened it. He said he was going to.
You have it all recorded.
Yes. He said he's going to assist them in removing me from the building.
And that's threatening.
Yes, it is. That's a threat of an assault because you don't have that power.
That's a threat of assault.
Yes, you don't have that power to put hands on me for a civil matter. Assisting how? How else would you assist other than to physically remove me if I refuse?
We can assist.
Assist how? Assist how? What, physically?
What?
Physically?
We can.
You cannot. You cannot. And I'll be taking this up with who's your supervisor, for example? Who's like in charge of Islington area?
You can find that out.
The commissioner. Is it commissioner? No, commander, isn't it? Commander, you call it. Your local commander. Okay.
They've changed their mind and they're willing to let you stay.
Because they know that you've got nothing that you can do. Bugger off. Bugger off. I'm done. Bugger off. Bugger off. Exactly. So what? Exactly. We could have figured it out 10 minutes ago. You didn't have to stay here all this time, did you? Bugger off. See you later, mate. There we go, guys. So yeah, Irish constable, bit of a prick. Yeah, they will be getting complaints for the threat of trying to physically remove me, which they don't have the power to do. And yeah, the ICO and the MP for the DWP will be getting the footage for the breaches of data protection. Breaches of data under data protection. Absolutely disgusting, that Irish constable. What an absolute prick.
The dynamic shifts abruptly. After threatening removal for several minutes, the officers decide to disengage and leave the scene. This typically happens when police conclude that no criminal offence has occurred and they cannot legally justify using force for a civil trespass. The auditor views this as a confirmation that his presence was lawful all along, despite the heated exchange.
There we go. Just want to say before I go, I'm really, really happy that you didn't put yourself in a position that you would have got fired from your job for, because honestly, I'm sure you're aware it's in your company policies not to get physical with anyone.
Just trying to
I know you're trying to keep the peace. I know you are. I know.
Like I said,
Yeah.
and we can understand that.
Yeah.
At no time should we don't have that reasonable for. At no time should we touch somebody.
And that's self-defense. That's the only time.
Mouth to mouth.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
We told you what the policy
Yes,
is.
yeah, I
But you
understand.
also have your opinion. So
Yeah,
we take the
absolutely, and
policy.
then we can talk about that politely, and I appreciate that. But under the law, you have the right to use reasonable force for a trespasser, but your policy for G4S says never, unless it's in self-defence, and you would end up getting fined. So I'm really happy that you didn't do that. And this is where the police can be dangerous, because they could have put you in a position where you would have got physical with me. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you wouldn't.
Thank you.
But again, it's still things like this. I can see people's names here, like work coats. All that information. That shouldn't be on display, my friend. And this is what I was trying to say in the first instance, is that I should not be able to see that information.
Okay. All right, thank you.
It's very dangerous, people's information.
Thank you.
I'll forward that to the bosses upstairs, because I'm sure they've told you to do this, but I'll be forwarding it to the bosses upstairs in the government, and I'll make sure that things get changed, because it's not okay, guys. Alright,
Thank you.
Also, since they listen to you, could you also let them know to include the mobile phone recording supposed to be written down there?
No, that kind of goes against what I want, doesn't it?
Yes, that's what we want.
But yeah, if that goes against what I want, that's something that's not something I want to enforce. That's something you want to enforce. So you can chase them on that channel.
Enforced. So what are you going to do? What's going to happen to you?
Oh, I mean,
With the police gone, the tone changes completely. The auditor debriefs with the security guard, reinforcing the idea that his earlier warnings were meant to protect the guard's employment, not to be aggressive. It's a moment of de-escalation where we see a surprisingly civil discussion about the difference between internal company policy and actual legislation.
I would probably still ignore the sign, because it's still a public place and it's a government building, and I would still want to come in here, because the thing is because the thing is,
even though it says that
yeah, okay. But then if I came in here not recording, okay, I came here with my phone in my pocket, and then I see, for example, you have the appointment list, okay, and I'm not recording. At that point, okay, I would take my phone out and start recording for evidence. The evidence of a crime, okay, overrides. It is a crime. Data protection is a crime. The ICO can prosecute. Yes, but then that need to record evidence.
Thank you very much.
Overrides the policy to not record. The need for evidence overrides it. The same with police. Like, they have body cameras. They can come in here. They'll start recording, because the need for evidence is higher than your policy, and that's where the difference comes in. When I come in here and I notice data breaches and government employees being very rude to claimants, the evidence outweighs the need. The need for evidence outweighs the policy to not record in here.
What if the policy changed to the need of only record if you have a job? If you're looking for a job, not record, take
pictures,
photos,
but
stuff.
But then, okay, so say for example I come in and I have had a brain injury and I have really bad memory issues, okay, and I come in and I'm recording. It's very clear that I'm recording, and I'm talking to the camera, so when I look back I know what I've done this day, I know what I've seen, I know who I've spoken to. But then, because the policy says only to take pictures, G4S might approach me and become very aggressive without asking the correct questions. And that's a big issue as well. Like, a recording device can be a device that can be used to help people with, also, if I have anxiety, like crippling anxiety, recording the situation might make my anxiety less. There are situations.
I would say, like, notify recording is not allowed.
Yeah.
But if you mention you have, like, for example, memory problems,
Sure.
You like take screenshot or record of the.
But then
that's okay.
But then under data protection, nobody is like. You remember when COVID and there was like a whole issue of wearing masks. If somebody came in not wearing a mask, you weren't allowed to ask them why they're not wearing a mask, because it's discrimination against a disability. Somebody with a disability, with memory issues, with crippling anxiety that needs to record, they should not have to go around for their whole life explaining to somebody what they have, what's wrong with them, and why they need this assistance.
They delve into a nuance often missed, the balance between privacy and gathering evidence. The auditor argues that the need to document potential wrongdoing overrides internal policies against filming. It offers insight into the auditor's motivation. He believes he is serving a public interest that supersedes the building's rules, even if it makes the staff uncomfortable.
They don't know who you are.
So the best thing, unless I'm going up to these people and shoving a camera in their face and trying purposely to get personal information for what looks like malicious intent, your job should be to observe and report to the manager, and then that's all your job should be, and as long as I'm not doing anybody any harm. When I came in, all I said to you was about the appointment list and the data. Other than that, all I was doing is walking around looking at this information. I'm not harming anybody, and it's not everybody, I have a YouTube channel, and I've told you, anything personal, I'm going to blank out. That I will. I'm not here to expose anybody for being here, for being on benefits, or private information. It's not what I'm here to do.
So don't expose my face.
Pardon?
Also, don't expose.
Unfortunately, you're an employee that's paid by the government, and you are a big part of this. You're a big part.
Your response to
I know.
Because you said.
No, you're a big part of the story. Unfortunately,
I'm the leader.
well, but people are going to love you. You're the most polite person in this building. I would say you are polite as well, sir. But you are extremely polite and very diplomatic. You'll get a very good response on that. But yeah.
So when is your next appointment?
What, a job centre? Oh, I don't need one. I don't need job centre appointments. YouTube pays very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How much do you make?
I won't discuss that, but I wouldn't want to make you blush. But yeah.
I want to know. Maybe I can become a YouTuber.
I would recommend it. That's all I'll say.
Do you think so?
I won't tell you the exact views, but I would recommend it if you have knowledge on something that you can give talks on. ASMR.
I think YouTubers are more about confidence.
Yeah.
I wonder what type of person.
I was very nervous when I first started doing this. Very nervous. The confidence comes with time. To be honest, it really does. The first time I was approached by the police like that, I'd be shaking. I'd be stuttering.
So how long did it take you to memorize the laws?
Not too long, couple of months here and the more you do it, the more you have to. When I first started, I would always say to people, if you're ever unsure in a situation, step away, look it up, and then go back if you're right. But you get to a point. I've been doing this just over a year now, so I've been doing it a while.
Probably, I'm sure other people are also doing it. I feel like there's I don't know whether it's you or not. Before I started this job.
There's quite a few people that do this sort of thing.
Do you guys have a meeting or something?
No. Some people meet up and do videos together. I like to go out by myself. It's safer.
So what kind of response do you get from the viewers?
Viewers, generally very positive. There are some people that disagree with what I say and they're very negative. There's 2 or 3 that send very, very hateful emails, threats and all sorts. I could report them to the police, but I'm it's not really affecting me. But yeah, so some really, really don't like it, but there's generally a lot of support for it, and it depends on your approach. I'll come in and I'll be polite on the first instance. I was quite polite with the police to begin with. When they start overstepping their authority, you will see a different side of me. We all have different sides to ourselves. But I won't be pushed around and bullied around, especially by the police. As I said to the police, they take an oath to uphold the rights of citizens, not to be bodyguards for the government and for buildings. That oath states that they are to uphold the rights of the Crown's citizens. And they were willing to impede on that just then. They were willing to assist you physically in removing me while exercising a right. We have the right to freedom of expression, which is Article 10 of our human rights. And that basis we have the right to gather and disseminate information for the public, for an audience. And especially things like this when this is why I tend to stick to government bodies.
They use force
in a job centre, never by the police in a job centre. By G4S I have, and that's the 2 that got fired. It was in London somewhere, I can't remember which one it was now. Down Walworth, maybe? Somewhere that area.
Is that West?
Yeah, West London, I think. Yeah, I can't remember exactly where it was now, but yeah, they were very aggressive. You're going on your break. I'll leave you to it. It's very nice talking to you anyway. You take care, guys.
This segment humanizes the interaction. The auditor shares details about his channel and the reality of this work. It shows that despite the earlier tension, a polite dialogue is possible when authority isn't being flexed aggressively. However, notice he still maintains his position on the original data privacy concerns, ensuring the point of his visit isn't lost in the small talk.
But yeah. There we go. Yeah, very, very pleasant G4S, which is a huge, huge change there. The Irish constable was an absolute prick. Was not happy with him at all. But yeah, he will definitely be reported to the IOPC. Yeah, so yeah, we're definitely going to report that constable for his behaviour, his threats of physical violence in aiding someone in a civil trespass issue. They do not have that authority. And that constable should know that. And he was just, very aggressive, very rude. For somebody exercising their right, which he took an oath to uphold. So we're gonna crack on now, guys. I don't know what the time is here. We're at 4 o'clock. Yeah, we've got time for some more. But yeah, we're gonna crack on. Move up to, I think, Chadwell Heath needs a revisit. From what I've seen earlier on YouTube, Chadwell Heath hasn't been done in quite some time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna look up how far that is from here and head up that way, guys. Maybe have a look at Forest Gate and Ilford along the way, because I think they're along the line. So do some revisits. And there we have it. So yeah, their collar number was Charlie November, which was the same as the sergeant that pulled into the police station here. And yeah, so we're going to have a look at that. Yeah, look at this one. We've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 constables there. We'll stop a bus stop. They do like stopping at bus stops, these guys. And obstructing the bus stop. A lot of these vehicles that were here, though, all up on this side, appear to have moved. But yeah, we've still got that van and that van moving on their way. Yeah. So looks like they've kind of stood around, chatting a little bit while they just obstruct the bus stop. So now, like, these people here stood at the bus stop. I'm curious to see where this bus is going to stop here now to let these passengers on. We've got a van here, a van there, a car down there. So the bus is now going to have to stop in the main carriageway to allow passengers to board. Because these constables want to stand around and have a little chat. And one with a white baseball cap. I can take a few pictures of that one. So yeah, there we go, guys. Until the next one, remember your rights. Don't be bullied around by the cops.
Here's the turning point. The officers change their stance and allow the auditor to remain. This is the moment where knowledge meets authority. Because the auditor stayed composed and legally informed, the threat of physical removal collapses. It's a reminder that power isn't always about who's physically present. It's also about knowing your rights. In this segment, the auditor reflects on why recording in public can be necessary, even for people with memory issues or anxiety. This adds a layer of nuance. Privacy policies are important, but so is documenting evidence of wrongdoing. It's a balancing act that the public often overlooks. Think about it. When does public interest outweigh internal rules?